What is going on, everyone? Take a look at AMC. Look at this beautiful green candlestick right now. Market opened 30 minutes ago. Look at this volume. We are currently at 100 plus mil volume. Just getting started. Not even close to what we had way before when it was making its way up at these levels. And now we're breaking $41. Absolutely insane. So if you guys are watching this right now for AMC, smash that like button if you think AMC is going to continue to increase in price. So this is actually monumental. I did not expect it to go this quickly, but looks like the research, the short squeeze information, everybody talking about the shorts, the hedge funds, has finally paid off. And if you've been following my channel for pretty much the start, my first few videos were talking about AMC back when the GameStop hype was going on. And looking at it now, AMC has managed to significantly increase. Now, currently, what do I think is going to happen right now in the short term? Well, again, there's a lot of different things because at this point, we really don't know, one, where the top is, two is what is the actual legitimate data regarding the shorts and actually what is going to go on regarding that, because we don't have the legitimate data and the actual numbers. Then at this point we're kind of just playing pretty much playing chicken 50-50, and we're like guessing what's going to happen, and then next thing you know it, if we were wrong about our calculations, then that's going to be not good for the potential, right? Obviously it's up significantly though, which is already good. Two is just looking at the general chart. I mean, there's really no TA you can look at, right? And before I continue, just remember, guys, this video is my own opinion. This is all for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Be sure you research before making any investments. But if you were just look at this chart normally, it would see the RSI is extremely overbought, and then, you know, obviously we are pretty much shooting straight up. Now, normally if you see stocks do this with no really reason, then yes, I would consider those super risky and I would not mess with them. But looking at AMC and looking at pretty much this past few months, right, regarding the shorts, getting all this information, it's pretty much finally just exploded out of nowhere, breaking the original high. When we hit even 20, I thought that was insane because we had our starting point at like $2. So if you were to just look at this, right, for instance, let's just round this to 2. People who got in at this part, they might have seen it go up to 5 to 10, and they're like, oh, this is it, this is over. Next, you know, it hits up 20. So people at $2, that's literally times 10. And that wasn't even, that was like just simply getting an AMC if you like the stock, right? This wasn't even like a strategic research or anything. I'm sure people who got back in, you know, they're quite happy if they got out and sold at the top. But now looking back at it now, it sold off massively. And then the base was like $5, right? So $5-6. And now all of a sudden we're now to 40. So let's just round this to $5. So let's actually check the lowest. Let's just do 5 to make math easy. 5 times 8, we're looking at 40 plus already. 8x up to here. So again, no one would have been able to know how high it's gonna go or predict it. But just looking at the potential ROIs people would have potentially had already is insane. So now looking at it short term, what do I think is gonna happen? Well, I've been posting updates daily, just checking up on the price. We did see it reach this high point up this red candlestick wick at 36, sold off quite a bit down to 24. So at this point, people probably panicked. They're probably like, oh, it's over, it's done. Now, market, pre-market actually, and actually aftermarket last night, it went up to like 40 plus. Now, market actually opens. Now we're at 40 again in the green. So now we're breaking all-time highs again. So yesterday, I think the high, it was like what, 30, in the 30s, right? And now today we're in the 40s. So if this can maintain its trend and it doesn't sell off massively, then we could potentially break to 50 tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. 50 either, not I would say tomorrow necessarily, but if this continues to trend, we could see this by within this week, assuming that nothing happens, or if this were to have a massive sell-off, some whale decides to sell off, then maybe we could see this tank too. But looking at right now, I mean, every day it's significantly increased. And one thing I did notice is that comparing AMC to GameStop, it seems like, first off, this was the first little, I'd say, squeeze hedge funds news regarding AMC. But then we go to GameStop, and you can see GameStop went up to, you know, literally like 500 plus almost. And a lot of people were panicking during this because this was the first time this ever happened. No one could predict the top. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is the top. This is the top. This is the top." No one knew what the top was. Then it crashes, boom, goes up again, crashes up again. So no one knew when the top was, but I just know that a lot of people were half were like panicking, meaning like they weren't holding, they weren't doing the point of a short squeeze, where you literally just don't sell, and the hedge funds have to end up buying at the highest price that's being sold at. So if everyone doesn't sell, the price just by simple math, it would literally keep going up and up just because of supply and demand. But during GameStop, since this was like the first time it happened, a lot of people were panicking. They got greedy or they got out because they got scared. Right now, this is just stuff I saw. These are just theories of my own, and I've seen other people share some thoughts. If these people have seen the GameStop, they've learned from GameStop and realized like, hey, a lot of people weren't supporting. A lot of people got out, and they basically defeat the whole purpose of a short squeeze and mathematically to even get one to work. And looks like AMC has a significantly stronger base just from social media. What I've seen, again, I could be 100% wrong. People could sell off tomorrow. This thing, drops. But it seems like a lot of people have learned from the GameStop phenomenon, and they're starting to actually hold. And people have some, I'd say, some significantly crazy high predictions. I wouldn't say they're crazy, but they're just much higher than the current price right now. And now we have finally broke below 40, but this is short term, not caring too much about that. But there's a lot more, I'd say, community behind AMC. One, and two, it's an actual movie theater. So most people who actually are from the States, I'm sure, have been to some sort of movie theater. Now, is it AMC? Who knows? But AMC is one of the most popular in the States, so I'm guessing a lot of people have actually been there. So long term, as a legitimate company, it doesn't have, I'd say, once quarantine's over, it doesn't really have much of a, I'd say, a flaw, because it's still going to be around, most likely, I think, in the next few years. One, because they got a lot more funding, too. And then also, the community behind it is ridiculous, right? Now, I'll give you guys some news updates, too, in case you wanted to see this. You missed out on the other video. But basically, you can see Mudrick Capital. They actually bought 8.5 million AMC shares for $230 yesterday, right? And then they later sold them at a profit. But that's a lot of funding, and that's a lot of money regarding AMC. So that's some stuff you wanted to, if you didn't know about that happened yesterday, well, that did. And then also, looking at it right now, I mean, volume, it looks like it's dropping. It depends on where you're looking at this right here. But yeah, volume, I mean, we can see 150 plus right now. And at least short term, I say tomorrow we got to see a new day. So if we can break 50, that's the first step. After 50, I mean, the sky's the limit. People holding. I've seen price predictions in the 4 figures and even in the 6-figure ranges. When I mean 6, I'm talking like people have said 100,000, 500,000, like some ridiculous price points. Now, mathematically, for that to even occur, the amount of people who would literally have to dime in hand, never even touch AMC, would have to be pretty significant. But at that point, I could see if this were to hit 50 or even 100, a lot of people are going to have to take profits. Some who have options expiring, obviously, they can't just sit there and hold it like a normal shareholder. So that's something you definitely have to consider. But either way, AMC, crazy to see it up, reaching $40 price points. And if this is the beginning of the squeeze, then it's going to be crazy looking back at this. Now, if we are wrong, then obviously we could see a drop. But until that happens, then I'll make an update on that. But for now, let's see how AMC does. Like the video if you think it's going to keep going. And I'll see you in the next one.